Welcome, Matters With. Today, we're here to discuss Trek Matters With You, Season 2, Episode 7 of Strange New Worlds, These Old Scientists. This year is the 50th anniversary of the animated series, Star Trek, the animated series. What a great way to honor the animated series, but to take animated Trek and have it crossover with mainline Trek. And that's what this episode is. Well, this is a bold swing.
Bold Boimlers into boldness.
Bold like coffee, like good coffee, like midnight coffee. Bold. So let's go to the 24th century where Boimler and Mariner go through a time portal and end up in the 23rd century. Boimler and Mariner are lower deck crew members on the USS Cerritos, a ship that doesn't get near the fanfare of an Enterprise or a Voyager. And this is fun because they end up back in time aboard the NCC 1701 under the command of Christopher Pike. And this episode is, it gets an A. I mean, this is great. It is great. There's a lot of stuff in the episode that doesn't make sense, and that's fine. That's not what this episode is about. This episode is about honoring the animated world of Star Trek, having those characters interact with the mainline world of Star Trek, and it is hilarious. It is charming. It is entertaining. Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid make fantastic guest stars. It's directed by Jonathan Frakes, who in the world of Trek is one of our favorites. And it's just so, the word that keeps coming, it's fun and charming and energetic and it's a joy to watch. It's just a pure joy to watch. If you are a long-term Trek fan, the Easter eggs in here are plentiful. If you're a new Trek fan, watching these new characters interact with legacy characters is fantastic. We get to see Boimler interact with Spock. And as the episode says, Boimler's like, I've read everything ever written about Spock. And he knows his legendary status. He knows everything that's going to happen. He knows that Spock's going to go on to become this great hero and leader in Starfleet, along with the other crew members of the Enterprise, including Uhura, who Mariner gets to sit down and talk with, who she idolizes. There's so much fun in this episode. The stuff between Boimler and Spock is great. The stuff between Mariner and Uhura is great. Both of them interacting and getting chastised a little bit by Captain Pike is fantastic. Captain Pike feeling a little flattered yet uncomfortable because they talk about his birthday. Well, in the future, his birthday is a holiday. He's Captain Christopher Pike of the USS Enterprise. This episode's so much fun. Again, it gets an A. And there's some weight to it because Boimler noticed some unusual behavior from Spock. Well, he talks about this with Nurse Chapel, who feels the weight, and we can feel the weight of her feeling the weight that maybe she is changing Spock's future, and it's going to not only hurt him, but hurt the entire Federation and the galaxy because Spock has to be who Spock is. And this bit with Spock exploring his human side to this degree is not who he is. I find this funny because fans talk about this too much. They don't like the Spock that's exploring his human side, even though this predates the original series and takes place after The Cage. And in The Cage, he was laughing and smiling. And by the time the original series comes along, he pretends not to know what humor is with kind of a smirk. Come on, this fits. And this is great. Her feeling the weight adds some layers to this episode that on the surface is just a lot of fun. And that's it. It's a lot of fun. I really, really, really enjoyed this. There was a moment I stood up out of my chair because it was just joyous. This episode is magnificently crafted for long-term fans. And I'm a lifetime fan. I've been watching Star Trek since the 70s. I don't even remember when I started. The pacing and the interactions are so... And they even reference that. They talk about, have you noticed that their references are specific? Yes, they are. Yes, they are specific. This is fun. It talks a lot about meeting your heroes. It has a lot of time travel in it. And look, for any of you, I get a little bit worn on this. For any of you complaining Star Trek doing time travel again, well, Star Trek Time travel is a key component of Star Trek. It's not going away. That is one of their, that's like saying, Star Trek addressing social issues. Again, yes, Star Trek, time travel stories. They address social issues, and they sometimes have a comedy episode, and this might be the best comedy episode Star Trek has ever done. I give it an A. Did I already say that? Well, I'm going to say it again. I give it an A. Congrats to everyone involved. This is a fantastic episode. Is it going to push boundaries for people? Yeah, not in a moral or intellectual way, but creatively, this thing's on the edge and it's fantastic. If they're not on the edge, they're taking up too much room is kind of the approach on this. What did you think of Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 7, Those Old Scientists? Personally, as you may have noticed, I thought it was fantastic. This is a fan saying it's tastic. Let me know what you thought. We'll talk soon.